welcome to the Godly Playroom here in Wetaskiwin, Alberta. I'm Jackie Foster and I'm here to tell you your story for today. Just to let you know, this is our last story for June and we'll be taking a break in July. Sometime in August you'll have to sneak a peek because we'll be back. But for today's story, I am your storyteller. I'm pleased to have both Sherry and Ruth with me today. Before we tell our story, we need to light our candle. Once there was someone who said such amazing things and did such wonderful things that the people wanted to follow him. And when they were with him, they wondered, "Who are you?" And one time when they were with him, they said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I am the light." And we'll move our light so that everything will be safe. Before we get ready for a story, I always like to take a deep breath. I don't know how you get ready for a story, but however that happens for you in your home, do it now. Our story today is about Mother Teresa, and we hear the story of Mother Teresa of Calcutta during the green and growing time after Pentecost. Born to an Albanian family in Skopje, Macedonia, is a little girl, and she is named Agnes. When Agnes was 8 years old, her father died, and her mother began her own business, sewing beautiful things from cloth. When Agnes became a teenager, she became very close to God. And so it was in 1928 that she went to Dublin, Ireland, to the Loreto convent. At that convent, she was renamed Teresa. Teresa was then sent by those nuns to Calcutta, India, where she became a nun in 1937. She worked at St. Mary's School for Girls. One day when Sister Teresa was out taking a walk, she noticed a woman at the side of the road. The woman was very sick, very ill, and Teresa went over to her. The woman was so weak that the ants and the rats were already eating at her body. Teresa, who was a slight woman herself, picked up that woman and carried her. She carried her to a hospital, but they wouldn't let them in. It was after this time that Sister Teresa took the work of working with the poor and sick of Calcutta so seriously. After a time, she left the school where she was working, and she gave up the black clothes of the nun. And she began to wear the sari. Her sari was white with blue border. It was the dress for the women of India. And when she put that sari on, she also pinned a cross to her shoulder to remind her of her faith and love of God. Sister Teresa worked hard with the sick and the poor of Calcutta. She even became a nurse so that she could help the people more. During the 50s, she needed to get some help. There was so much work to do. And so she recruited a group of people, a new religious order, to be her helpers. These people were known as the missionaries of charity. As well as all the work that she did with the sick and poor, Mother Teresa, oh, I forgot to say, these people referred to her as Mother. The helpers referred to her as Mother, and so her name was changed to Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa did much more, though, than not just work with the poor and sick, but worked with poor and sick as well as worked towards peace. She's noted as saying, if you want peace, don't talk with your friends. Talk with your enemies. Mother Teresa worked so hard for peace that she received the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979. When Mother Teresa went to receive the prize, she asked that the money from the prize be given to the poor. Also, the food from the banquet. Mother Teresa seemed to always know what she should do. When the Pope had been shot, she went to be with him. When there were children in a hospital in Beirut who were in danger because of fighting, she went to make sure that the fighting was gone and that the children were safe and good. Mother Teresa was in Rome when she had a heart attack, and she asked to be sent home to India. She did go home to India, but it was there that she died. Thousands of people from all over the world went to her funeral. We remember Mother Teresa because of all the work she did for the sick and the poor for God. I'm going to put the story away, but after I do that, I want you to think about what you might do in response to today's story. I want you to think about that as we put the story away. Mother Teresa, it was very important to her to work for peace. There are so many that are poor and sick, that we cannot do it alone. We need help. She needed help. The cross was a symbol for Mother Teresa of her faith. The sari, white and blue, that she wore, the dress of the women of India. You can read more about Mother Teresa if you come to the Godly Playroom. You can read about her story and all that she did for God. We're going to stop the video now and get ready for our response time. I wonder what you will do. I'm still a little wondering about what I will do, but we'll see shortly. Welcome back. While you were gone and while I was sitting here thinking, I wondered about Mother Teresa and her caring heart. It takes such a caring heart to do some of the things that she had done. So I thought today I might work, and I'm working with chalk. I'm going to use both wet chalk and dry chalk, because I love when you can draw with white or with dry chalk, that things kind of can spread out. And you'll see that if you work with it, it'll spread out. And I was thinking about how Mother Teresa, in her caring, that love was shared and spread out to many, and it interconnected with others. Mother Teresa wasn't afraid to go and help the sick and poor. But not all of us are gifted in that way. Some of us might not be comfortable, at least not in working directly with the sick and poor. But there might be other ways that we could help. Maybe we could give a gift of food to the food bank. Maybe I think of Sherry and all her plants and growing things. Maybe we could grow things for God and share in that way. And maybe even share some of the fruits of our labor, or vegetables, with those who need it. I heard just recently that in town here, Rock Soup is looking for people to help with their gardening. Maybe that's a way that you could offer some help if you like to work in the garden. There's always something that we can do. Sometimes we just don't know what it is. Today my bird was doing a lot of singing this morning, and I was thinking about how happy the birds were outside in today's rain, because as Sherry said earlier, it is raining and we need the rain. The birds outside are enjoying the rain, and they need the water and the food. How many of you are taking care of your pets? Are you making sure that they're getting their food and water when they need to? Are you taking them for walks? There are so many creatures in our world that need our care. We can find something to care for, and we can share God's love in doing so, whether it be in the garden, whether it be sharing with the food bank, whether it be a listening ear to a good friend, or to a sister, or to someone you love. There are so many ways that God asks us to do something for Him. And when we do that, and when we do so in love, God's world is so much better. Let's work to make this place good for God. And then love is shared and interconnected in so many ways. I kind of just like to do that. Make a mess with my fingers and spread it out. I don't know what you chose to do today for your response. Whatever it is, whether it be in your response with art materials, or whether it be just your response in how you live. Know that God recognizes that and loves you for who you are. Just as Mother Teresa was loved for who she was. I'm going to clean up my response time, and we get ready to eat now. So, welcome back. It's time for feast now. And before we have feast, we pray. And so today, I just thought of this prayer. For health and strength and daily food we give you thanks, O God. And I brought myself some strawberries. I'd also heard that strawberries were the heart berry, and it just, with all that love and care that is shared from our saints, it just reminded me that they gave of themselves, they gave of their heart. So I'm going to enjoy my heart berry. And man, these ones are good. Strawberries are one of my favorite fruits, actually. I wonder what you're thinking about doing this summer. We're going to be away for a while, and Ruth will be away for a while. Lucky girl. I wonder what plans your family has in this hopefully good weather and time to do whatever. Don't forget to think about those that do have little, though, during our vacation time and time away, because hunger never does end. So maybe one meal, think about the ingredients for a meal and donate one of those donated meals to the food bank. It's just one way that we could think a little bit like Mother Teresa did for the poor and the sick. Not everyone has the same amount of money to buy that food. and food costs are going up a lot. I've noticed it in the grocery store. Can you imagine what it would be like when you don't have enough money to buy the food you need? It made me think a lot about those things when I did the story of Mother Teresa. And I enjoy my strawberries and being able to go and buy them. I'm very thirsty. I feel like I haven't stopped talking. And water is such a gift too. We forget what a gift that is. The many gifts of creation. There's so many. We sometimes overlook them. Take time this summer to maybe truly appreciate the gifts of creation. I thank you all for being a part of our godly playtime all year through. I trust and hope that come September we can actually meet together in the godly playroom. I'm really hoping that. I would love to see so many of your faces again. But now I think I'm going to clean up my feast and say goodbye for now. So I'll clean up my feast and we'll get ready to change the light. But one last strawberry. The light has been here, in this one time and in this one place. But when we change the light and play with the light, it can spread out. It can spread out through this room, through our building, and out into the world where you are. We are the light. Let's share the light of God. Thanks for being with us. Be safe and be well.